Hey guys, how's it going? Essential travel phrases. I've been traveling around Singapore, Indonesia and Hong Kong, and I've noticed that there are some phrases that are so useful. So I want to teach them to you today. Southeast Asia, that English is so useful for people who want to communicate, whether it's tourists with local people, tourists with other tourists. They're all using English, or a lot of them are using English as a lingua franca, as a common language. Now my first tip is, of course, try and learn a few words of the local language of the country that you're going to. So for example, when I came to Indonesia, I tried to learn 1 or 2 words to say thank you, please, things like that. The reality is that English is a great way to communicate with the local people and with other travelers. So let's look at 10 super useful phrases. Alright, I'm going straight to it. People might disagree with this one, but I think this is the most important one. Do you have Wi-Fi? Do you have Wi-Fi? We don't care about anything else these days except for if we can get Wi-Fi for our phone. So, do you have Wi-Fi? The pronunciation there, interesting. I hear a lot of people saying Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi. It's not Wi-Fi. In British English, it's Wi-Fi. Do you have Wi-Fi? The second phrase you might ask is, what's the Wi-Fi password? What's the Wi-Fi password? Or, can I have the password? Okay, now we've got connected, we can calm down, we can relax. Now let's get into the other phrases. Number 3, now this is a nice one because often when we're traveling, we're looking for things. So when I'm looking for something, I like to break up the question. So I'll say first of all, what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for an ATM, yeah, like a cash machine, an ATM. And then the question will come after. Do you know one near here? Do you know one near here? So I'm looking for an ATM. Do you know one near here? Or I might say, I'm looking for an ATM. Is there one close? So I'll put the thing that I'm looking for first and then the question after. I'm looking for the bus stop. Can you help me? I'm looking for the bus stop. Can you help me? So again, I'm telling you what I'm looking for, what I want, and then the question comes after. That's a really nice way to structure your question. Oh, I almost forgot. The most important word that you need to know, thank you. Obviously, thank you. Now, let's make that a little bit more polite. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been saying that non-stop. People helping you with your bag, oh, thank you so much. If the waiter or waitress bring the food, oh, thank you so much. I'm using it a lot. Now, if you want to say why you're thankful, you could say thanks so much for, and then the thing. So thanks so much for helping me, or thanks so much for a great day, whatever the thing is. So thank you, it's okay. Thank you so much is even more polite. And thank you so much for, and then the thing, perfect. All right. So remember to be grateful, guys. I think thank you is a nice, easy one to learn in the local language. So yeah, try that. Thank you, gracias. Merci beaucoup, ngoy, sheshe. Kitos, salamat, suksama, grazie, danka, makasi, kamsahamnida, danyavad, dziękuję, obrigada, arigato, kapkun kap, kam-eun. Alright, those are all the ones I know. Sorry if I said it wrong. Now, of course, when we're traveling, things don't always go as we want, and things stop working. So, we can say, oh, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. The Wi-Fi doesn't work. It's not functioning. It's stopped working. Or in your hotel room, you can say, oh, my shower doesn't work. My shower doesn't work. You can also use the present continuous there. So the Wi-Fi isn't working, or my shower isn't working. Both are fine. So use a present tense, present simple or present continuous, to say that something has stopped functioning, it's not working anymore. Obviously, you might want to add a request after that. So I could go down to the reception and say, oh, excuse me, the shower in my room isn't working. Can you help me? Or the TV in my room doesn't work. Can you get someone to fix it for me? Yeah, so the thing that isn't working, and then maybe a request after. When we're traveling around, we want to go to places and do things, but we don't know the time at which they happen. So what time? And then the question is a really useful phrase. So for example, what time does the restaurant close? What time does the restaurant close? So you've got what time, that's part of the question word. You've got the auxiliary, does, then the subject, restaurant, and then the verb, close. So what time does the restaurant close? Another one you might say, what time is the last bus? What time is the last bus? So again, what time is the question word, is the auxiliary, the last bus is your subject. So what time is the last bus? So what time is a super useful question to ask when you're traveling around. Because we're new to a place, we might want to get some recommendations from people, whether it's from locals or from other travelers. So you might say to them, can you recommend, and then the thing. So can you recommend a good restaurant around here? Can you recommend a good restaurant around here? Or can you recommend a place that has good Wi-Fi? Can you recommend a place that has good Wi-Fi? I've used that one a few times around here. So can you recommend is a nice way to get someone's suggestion, someone's recommendation for whatever it is. Following on from that recommendation, we might want to ask someone's advice about how to get somewhere. So you could say, how do I get to, and then, so how do I get to the airport? Or how do I get to the waterfalls? Or how do I get to the beach from here? You might also want to say, what's the best way to get to the airport? What's the best way to get to the airport? Again, that's kind of asking, well, should I go by taxi, by train, by bus? What's the best way? So there's what's the best way to, and then the rest of it. So what's the best way to get to the beach? Or what's the best way to meet local people, you could say. So again, you're asking for advice. Now another function that I've seen a lot here is that we'll say what we need and then we'll ask for advice or help. So you could literally just say, I need to change some money. I need to change some money. Can you help? Or I need to change some money. Do you know somewhere near here? Or I need to change some money. Where's the nearest bank? So tell them the thing that you need or that you want and then ask the question afterwards. You could also say, I'd like to. So I'd like to change some money. Do you know a bank near here? I'd like to change some money. Do you know a bank near here? So tell them what you need and then ask them afterwards. Okay, and my final phrase is, obviously when you're on holiday or you're traveling, you're gonna eat in restaurants quite a lot, right? So I've heard a lot, I've overheard a lot of people just either pointing to the menu or just saying pizza, tomato pizza. This is probably a cultural thing, but certainly in English, in British English, we like to be polite, right? We like to use a nice phrase to request something. So you could say, could I have, yeah? Could I have a cheese pizza, please? Or could I have a nasi goreng, please? Or could I have a green smoothie, please? That's what I've been having quite a lot. It's good. You could also say, I'd like, yeah? So I'd like the spaghetti bolognese, please. Or I'd like the pad thai, please. In a restaurant as well, you could also say, I'll have. So I'll have a pad thai with chicken, please. Okay, so I'll have is a nice phrase as well when you're ordering things. So could I have, I'd like, or I'll have. All good, all polite. Alright guys, those are 10 super useful travel phrases that you can go out on your next adventure, on your next holiday and use. Because I think when we're traveling, English can be so useful to communicate, as I say, with local people, but also with fellow travelers. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any other useful phrases for traveling, put them in the comments below. And finally, if you've got any exciting adventures or holidays coming up, let me know, I'd love to hear. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Remember, I've got new videos every Tuesday and every Friday, helping you take your English to the next level. The Chief Dreamer, saying goodbye.